thanks for joining us from our studios in Israel. I'm Aaron Porras here with ILTV's Morning Briefing.
Late last night, a Palestinian terrorist was shot and killed while attempting to stab IDF soldiers. The man ran with knife in hand towards the elite Duvduvan unit, which was conducting an arrest raid in the West Bank village of Far'a, northeast of Nablus, overnight. The soldiers fired upon the man, identified as Muhammad As-Salahi, when he did not heed calls to stop. As-Salahi has spent time in Israeli prison. Other attempts on the lives of the soldiers were made during the raid, including but not limited to shots fired and explosive devices being thrown at the troops. No soldiers were reported injured. All in all, 9 Palestinians were arrested during the mission, 4 of which were suspects in the original operation and were transferred to the Shin Bet security services for questioning. An IDF probe has found that soldiers reacted properly during Sunday's vehicular terror attack in Jerusalem. Following Sunday's tragic attack in which terrorist Fadi al-Kanbar drove a truck into young Israeli cadets, killing 4 and injuring 17, multiple allegations of hesitation on the part of the responding soldiers were made. Eitan Rund, a guide responsible for opening fire and stopping al-Kanbar, reported that troops either hesitated or entirely failed to fire upon the terrorist, in apparent relation to the guilty judgment of Sergeant Elor Azaria, who was found guilty last week of killing a neutralized terrorist last year. The IDF probe into the allegations found no evidence of hesitation, however, revealing that instead, the cadets seen running away in the video were ordered to do so, as live fire was already being traded. The alleged Azaria effect bore no influence, and in response to the accusation that it did, several cadets from the scene have spoken out. One said, quote, "No one should dare compare between a semi-trailer going 100 kilometers per hour and an incapacitated supine terrorist. No one was afraid to shoot. People were afraid of being run over by a terrorist with murder in his eyes. Please stop listening to sources who don't verify and post nonsense." End quote. Outgoing U.S. President Barack Obama rejected Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's statements that his administration deceived Israel by abstaining in the Security Council on Anti-Israel Resolution 2334. In an interview with journalist Ilana Dayan on Channel 2 being aired tonight, Obama insisted that Israel had a friend in the White House with him in office, but Netanyahu wouldn't recognize his friendship. The outgoing president said that allegations against his administration may work well with deflecting attention from the problem of settlements, and that they may play well with Bibi's political base as well as the Republican base in the US, but they don't match up with the facts. Israel's ambassador to the United States, Ron Dermer, in contrast to Obama's statements, said that Israel has proof Obama's administration was behind the resolution and that Israel will present the evidence to the new administration through the appropriate channels. Upwards of 19 Jewish community centers in the United States received bomb threats yesterday, forcing several evacuations, though no bombs were found. The phoned-in threats were received in the South and Northeast, including Florida, Tennessee, South Carolina, Maryland, Delaware, North Carolina, Georgia, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania. In London, bomb threats were also called in Monday to 3 Jewish schools, according to the Jewish Chronicle. The calls in the U.S. were pre-recorded in some cases and live in others, with the caller using voice disguising technology. The calls likely came from a single source, according to Paul Goldenberg. Goldenberg is the director of Secure Community Network, which is the group affiliated with the Jewish Federations of North America that coordinates security for the Jewish community. The Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives said that the agency was aware of the threats and its field divisions were ready to assist state and local law enforcement. Jared Kushner, U.S. President-elect Donald Trump's son-in-law, will become a senior White House advisor working on trade and the Middle East, said transition officials on Monday. The 36-year-old Kushner, who is married to Trump's daughter Ivanka, is taking the post after getting legal counsel that doing so would not violate U.S. anti-nepotism law. The position, unlike cabinet posts, does not require U.S. Senate confirmation, and Kushner will not be paid a salary. In a statement on Monday announcing the choice, Trump said Kushner was a tremendous asset and trusted advisor throughout the campaign and transition into the White House. Kushner and Ivanka will undertake significant divestments of their wide-ranging financial portfolios as they prepare for the move to Washington from New York and face inevitable questions about a potential conflict of interest. The anti-nepotism laws in question were passed in 1967 after President Kennedy named his brother Robert Kennedy Attorney General. The statute, however, doesn't apply to White House staffing jobs, and former President Bill Clinton was one of the first to test the law in 1993 when he named Hillary Clinton, his wife, the leader of a healthcare task force.
That's all for now. I'm Aaron Porras, and see you later with our main daily broadcast from Israel at 2 p.m. Eastern Time.